Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I posted anything, and a couple reasons for that. Mainly just been really too busy, and a lot of times I forget to bring out the camera. But I want to talk to you about the elephant in the room. My 150. I had an engine failure, total engine failure. I was 1,000 foot above the ground. It was an overcast day. The ceiling was about 3,000 feet, so I was about 1,600 feet indicated. Air was perfectly smooth. You know, it was just one of those textbook days with the air. I mean, it was just, you know, visibility was, you know, about 7 or 8 miles, so it was not all that great. But the air was just extremely smooth that day, so I could feel everything this airplane was doing. I took off. You know, about lunchtime. I was going to go up for about an hour, and ended up being a half-hour flight. Anyways, took off, did a couple maneuvers, just enjoying the day. You know, just enjoying how smooth the air was. And I remember looking at my tack, and it was so rock steady. I mean, everything was just perfectly smooth on this engine. The air was smooth. My oil pressure looked good. Oil temp was right in the middle where it normally is for the temperature that I was flying in. And then instantly, the engine started shuddering, and my RPMs went about 1,500 immediately. Spotted a place to land right there off. I was about my 10 o'clock position at that point. I saw a little field. You know, and I didn't realize how small it was, so I actually landed on it. But that was really my only option. There's a little peninsula I was crossing. You know, had body of water. Had 2 airports about 4 or 5 miles away. There's no way I was going to be able to make it. The last thing I want to do is put this plane in the water. So I spotted that field and immediately started making, you know, a makeshift pattern, you know, to set it down. And wasn't aware at that point that I had no power at all. I was still turning RPM, you know, and you go through everything. You start checking the fuel, your mixture, carb heat, mags, and everything I changed made the engine run. You know, I was losing more power, and you know, I'd already made up my mind I was going to set down in the field, and you know, I guess I'm not sure how high I was at this point, and I really don't remember looking at my airspeed indicator. You know, I was just, you know, just flying the airplane and looking at the field. You know, I put in about 20 degrees of flaps. That's still a little bit high when I was on the, you know, what you call a downwind. I turned base. You know, looked like I was going to have the field made. I was happy with it. You know, the engine wasn't coming back to life. I was talking as nice as I could to it. You know, come on, baby, let's go. Nothing. Don't remember looking at the tack anymore. I just remember just listening to the engine, and it just didn't. I don't remember it making any more noise. And I'm not even sure the prop was even windmilling anymore. I was just 100% focused on the field. I was on my final leg, and it started coming into focus. I was shooting for the road that was at the edge of the field, and all of a sudden I see power lines. At this point I dropped 40 degrees of flaps. I already had 40 degrees of flaps in. I was shooting directly for the road. All of a sudden the power lines come into focus, and I got the airplane slow. I look at the airspeed indicator, and I'm indicating right at 60. So I put 20 degrees of flaps back up, so now I have 20 degrees of flaps in, and I figured that would be enough just to glide over the power lines, which I did make. Cleared the power lines, landed, you know, and the grass was wet, so I did slide for, felt like forever I was sliding before the brakes actually caught, but you know, the brakes did stop me. Didn't hit anything. No damage to the airplane, no damage to the field. I mean, it was one of those surreal moments. You know, when I first got the airplane, I really wasn't sure what actually had happened. did the body check, you know, no broken limbs, I'm not bleeding, you know. I couldn't find my cell phone at that point, you know, and I couldn't remember even brought my cell phone. Got out of the airplane, walked around it, other than just a little bit of hay, grass in the tire. Let's see. Maybe it's this side has a little bit. I might have already cleaned it off, moving their plane around. That's about the only remnants, you know, being in the field is that right there. But anyways, I was okay. The airplane was okay. Fire chief comes out. You know, I hear sirens by the time I'm getting out of the airplane. You know, and it's a little small town that I landed in. I guess they didn't have anything better to do, and someone phoned in that landed in the field. So they were there, you know, within less than 2 or 3 minutes of me getting out of the airplane. I hear the sirens. You know, tell the story to the fire chief, and then the police department shows up. So tell the actually sheriff came with them. So tell the sheriff the whole story and all this mess. You know, I don't see any homeowners, anything like that coming out. I mean, there's some houses that are close to this field, and I figure this field belongs to one of these houses. So, talking with the sheriff, you know, after we get everything squared away, give him my information, who I am, all that kind of stuff. Actually talked to the FAA when I was there too, over the phone. And they pretty much just classified it as an occurrence because there's no damage to property, myself. And really, when I decided to land in the field, it was for precautionary reasons. I didn't know after I was on the ground that it was the total engine stoppage or, you know, lost total power. But anyways, talked to the FAA, told them what had happened, sent them a picture, and they cleared me. I can move the airplane. They said no, I just had to write a report. Anyways, got all that squared away with them. Talking to the sheriff, I finally said, who owns this field? And he said, well, you're not going to believe it. We don't know who owns it right now, but the guy that just sold it is Steve Harvey. And yeah, that's right. That's Steve Harvey, the Family Feud guy. So I missed landing in a celebrity's field just by maybe a month or two. So, yeah. Anyways, that's kind of the breaks. But anyways, the plane is fine. I did have the wings removed, get the truck out of there, but I want to show you what had failed. Okay, let's see. Make sure this is picking it up. Okay, this is number 1 cylinder, and both valves are gone. What I best tell what happened is the exhaust valve had failed right there at the stem. It banged around inside the cylinder, took out the intake valve. There's the piston. And the other part of what's going on is, you can see, it's a stuck exhaust valve on this cylinder, and this was on number 4 cylinder, number 1 cylinder, and number 4 cylinder. And I guess these happen instantly together. I don't know, I can't explain it to you. But anyways, that's what happened. So that's what's leading me to this. So, crankshaft is out. Engine is tore down. Okay. Very easily could have gone with the route of just changing out, replacing all 4 cylinders, and calling it good. But I'm sitting at right about TBO as far as hours go. About 1,700 hours, and this engine is an 1,800 hour TBO. The bottom end I feel is pretty strong, and I think I really could have just done a top overhaul and just keep running it. But I'm already going to spend at least $4,000 in cylinders, and my labor is free to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tear it on down, get everything else inspected on it, and order what parts need to be changed out, and have a fresh overhauled engine. It's time, and it'll give me peace of mind, because one day my daughter's gonna be flying this thing, and I sure would feel a lot better knowing she was behind a freshly overhauled motor. Now, story on these cylinders. About 400 hours ago, all 4 cylinders were overhauled, and the shop, it was a local shop, and that's all they did was cylinders. And shortly after I got my cylinders back, they were shut down by the FAA. I don't know the reason behind why they're shut down, but I've had problems with these cylinders ever since I had them overhauled. I mean, constant stuck exhaust valves, and a valve total failure on number 1 cylinder. So I could guess why they were shut down. I think the work was a little bit shoddy. I don't think they were replacing exhaust valves when they should have been. I certainly don't think they were checking the guides properly and changing out the guides. But that's really kind of on me, because I knew I had problems with these cylinders. There were chronic problems with like I said, with stuck exhaust valves.